What is up, guys? We're back with another video. The new trailer is out for Sonic X Shadow Generations. We should probably get out our boy Shadow for this. But yeah, the new trailer is out for this remaster. I don't know what to call it really, but anyway, let's watch the trailer. It's only a minute long. I'll probably pause it quite a bit, so if you guys haven't seen this trailer, make sure to go watch it for yourselves first, because this is definitely going to be a weird way to watch it if it's your first time seeing it. I've already seen it. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it on socials. They posted it up kind of everywhere, so I couldn't really avoid it, and I just checked out the trailer, but I did want to talk about it today with you guys, so I figured we'd go through the trailer and kind of react to it and give our little analysis on it. So without further ado, let's check it out. We got classic Sonic, modern Sonic, the stages we know from Sonic Generations. The awesome music playing, of course. City Escape, really cool. And yeah, this animation, but then, oh, Shadow! Shadow appears, and then we have this awesome, I don't know what to call this, like pose from Sonic Adventure 2. The Sonic Adventure 2 intro, of course, where Sonic and Shadow cross paths. But then you have look at classic Sonic there, like, what's going on? This isn't supposed to happen. Yeah, Shadow appears. Shadow kind of acts as, like, I guess an extra added story to Sonic Generations. Anyway, let's watch the trailer and see what goes on. We got our two boys here, Sonic and Classic Sonic, and then we have Shadow here, looking menacing. And his eye shifts the universe. Yeah. And here we have Shadow. I've heard people say that Shadow's engine is going to be completely different from modern Sonic and Classic Sonic, which is going to be interesting. I've also heard people say that his engine looks a lot like the engine that they used for Sonic Forces, which in that case, if they're going back to that, they should just lock up that engine and throw away the key, because we do not want Sonic Forces Part 2. Especially, we don't want it to ruin such an awesome game like Sonic Generations. I think Sonic Generations was built off of the same Hedgehog engine as they used back in Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations had like this really nice polished feel to them. Like it actually felt like a high quality game. The controls were pretty precise in those games. The only complaint I had with Sonic Generations, which would knock it down a notch from like 10 out of 10 to like 9 out of 10, is that it's a really, really short game. But now with the added Shadow story, maybe they'll be able to address that issue. Oh, this looks so awesome. You have Shadow running here through, this looks like Space Colony Arc, like in that cutscene where it's Sonic running next to Shadow, but instead we have Black Doom here appearing. Oh my god, and then everything shifts to Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh my god. This looks so cool. Crazy. And then we have the Bio Lizard here from Sonic Adventure 2, which is amazing to see it again in full HD. Crazy. Sonic X Shadow Generations. Really, really interesting. I love how they implemented the Shadow the Hedgehog logo for the O. That's really nice. Coming autumn 2024, shadowgenerations.com. I wonder what's on that website. I should check it out. It's going to be on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. Really? Xbox One and Xbox Series? Okay, anyway, whatever. Nintendo Switch and Steam and the Epic Store. I'm going to be getting it on Steam for sure. But I have mixed feelings about this, because Sonic Generations is a really great game, but I'm sure you could probably get it for dirt cheap now on Steam. So if they re-release the game with like a $60 price tag on Steam with just this little extra added Shadow story, I don't think that really warrants the $60 price tag, because the game's probably dirt cheap on Steam. Right now, actually, they have a Steam sale where you can get a lot of Sonic games 50% off, 70% off. So, like, what's the point of this? You could already get Sonic Generations for dirt cheap, and that's such a polished, great game. Like, did we really have to remake the game and add this little extra added story? Because it seems like that's the only thing that's new. So, what's the point of this again? You know, it's like, I guess it would be weird to add, like, DLC to Sonic Generations. For example, on Steam, if they just added it as a DLC pack to Sonic Generations. They can't really do that because it's such an old game, right? It would be kind of weird to do that, so they have to just re-release the whole game, as well as for, like, consoles, because they wouldn't be able to just release the DLC on its own on consoles because the game's not on PS4, it's not on Switch, it's not on all these consoles. So really, really weird choice, I find. I would have assumed that they would have remade Sonic Unleashed first, or re-released Sonic Unleashed first, because Sonic Unleashed is actually not available anywhere on like Steam or any of these platforms. I mean, you can only get it, I think, maybe on the Xbox store and maybe on the PlayStation store, but other than that, you need to have a physical copy, which I actually have a 360 copy buried somewhere. But I really loved that game. The Moon and Sun medals were a little bit questionable, but like I said, it's a high quality, solid experience. So I would have preferred that they remade that one as opposed to like Sonic Generations. Really, I feel like really doesn't need a remake. Sega kind of has a bad rap for remakes also because they remade Sonic Colors. They did Sonic Colors Ultimate and they kind of ruined that game. The remake was actually worse than the original. At least that's what I felt, because I used to love Sonic Colors, the Wii version, but then I played it on PS4 and it felt like very clunky and just not good. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case here. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and just hope for the best until the game comes out, and then we'll see for sure. Maybe we'll play it on the channel in autumn of 2024. That seems like it's so long from now, but anyway. But you guys can let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Are you excited for this game? Are you excited to see Shadow's new story? Apparently they're going to be delving deeper into Shadow's story and really trying to flesh out that character, which is interesting because we had Shadow in Sonic Prime. He had a very major role. Of course, Sonic Movie 3 is coming out, which features Shadow, and then they have Sonic X Shadow Generations, again kind of pushing Shadow into the spotlight, which I'd love to see it, honestly. Makes me wonder why they didn't just remake Shadow the Hedgehog. Probably because that's such like a controversial game, like Shadow with a gun. They don't want to go there again, but that would have been so cool compared to like this. I don't know. I mean, Shadow, here's our boy again. Here's our awesome boy, edgy boy right here. I mean, Shadow the Hedgehog is kind of in this game. Shadow the Hedgehog, not the character, the game, I mean. Levels from Shadow the Hedgehog are clearly in this game. We have the first city stage, which is completely remade, but I don't know. I'm just hoping that the game is going to feel polished because I'm worried that it won't. Like, I feel like with Sonic Frontiers, they were kind of on their way to achieving that polish again, but it just, there's so many bugs. It feels so like glitchy, and the world is not memorable at all in Sonic Frontiers. It's just like this open, empty world, and I don't know. You could tell that they put a lot of effort into that game, but it just, for me, it fell flat on a lot of things, and I never go back to replay that game. It honestly left like a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, and I know some people think that that's like one of the best Sonic games, but I don't see it. I much prefer like even Sonic Heroes and Sonic Unleashed to Sonic Frontiers. So I'm really hoping they don't mess up Sonic Generations, because that was such a polished game, and it doesn't need a remake. It doesn't need like any added piece to it, but we'll have to see what happens. I mean, there's no other developers who are having their hands in this, apparently. It's just going to be Sega and Sonic Team. So, yes, it just says Sega, and then underneath, I think it mentions Sonic Team. On Steam's pre-order page, I believe it just mentions Sonic Team. So, Hopefully they'll be very hands-on with this and they'll make sure that we get a polished product. But once again, let me know what you guys thought of this down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to your boy. As always, we're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers, and once we do, I have a surprise for you guys planned. You're not going to want to miss it. You're definitely going to want to be here once we hit that mark. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace, 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 peace.